Today's episode of Taking Care of Business, we are here with a local international legend, Tony Truman. Let me ask you a question. O Beach, how long ago was that set up?
This year will be our 13th year of operation. I've always wanted a beach club.
Money makes things complicated sometimes.
We couldn't stop laughing at how stupid we've been. We opened at the wrong time. We lost all our money in a nightclub venture in Ibiza.
Has that been your worst financial mistake you've made in business?
Definitely.
Well, Dubai and Ibiza, I think, were quite similar mindset.
I think for us, that was one of our biggest worries. Let's not put all our eggs in one basket with hospitality.
Yeah. And you got a hotel now. Legacy is a big word. If someone was to talk about you and you're not here in 30 years, what would you want people to talk about you and say? If you come into an Allsopp office, you know it's cool, modern, and you try and create that with the people around you. And if you can do that, which you have, the cup is synonymous. It's not the cup they want, it's the logo on the cup, which means you're doing something right. Today's episode of Taking Care of Business, we are here with a local international legend, Tony Truman.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm very good, thanks, mate. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, thanks for coming down. So, anyone who doesn't know Tony Truman, they do know O Beach. You are the founder or co-founder of O Beach.
That's right, I am indeed.
And you recently come to Dubai?
Very recently. I've been here 8 weeks now, something like that myself, with the business opening up 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I'm still in that headspace of madness at the moment.
Have you been to Dubai before?
Loads of times. So funny enough, I've been coming 25 years.
Okay.
I've been coming, so I really have seen the changes out here, yeah.
Okay.
I used to stay in the original Hyatt Hotel, I think, back there.
Grand Hyatt, I think it was,
I sit there, and we used to go to a club there, and then I remember the first brunches being in the Fairmont. And stuff like that in the Fairmont, and then after that I came back and I started staying at the Royal Meridian Hotel.
Yeah.
Which
Still there?
Still, and I've literally...
Do you used to go there now?
I still stay there now.
So you're a loyalist to the
I really have been. I've seen how that's been over the years with Pam and everyone.
Yeah. Has that got is that got like a Greek area in it? Or was that the Royal Meridian's got it's like a big, I want to say Greek water park. Is that where the Royal Meridian is?
It's
on the water.
Yeah, right on the water, right next to O Beach.
It is,
it's
yes.
Right next to there, the Habitat Grand.
Yeah.
And I've been staying there.
What's the pub they've got at the bottom of it?
They've got Shades.
Shades.
Shades, the football bar.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my girlfriend's always dragging me out of there.
Oh, yeah, I bet she is. Well, thank you very much for coming on today.
No problem.
When we talk to guests, we have some entrepreneurs, we have some people in real estate. Today is an interesting one for me because I'm really intrigued by your story. I actually knew of you years and years ago. I think we started following you on Instagram about 3 or 4 months ago. And I've been messages saying, come on, Tony, you need to come on, you need to come on. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that know who you are, but don't know your business side of the story. And there's so many parts and facets to what you've done in your career. And I want to touch about it. And the reason we like to talk about it is because there's a lot of people in business or starting their career that maybe have not heard from, an expert and understand what's happened from their point of view. So, Tony Truman, let me ask you a question. O Beach, how long ago was that set up?
This year will be our 13th year of operation.
Wow.
Yeah, 13th year, but the idea for it had come long before, really. Okay. I can't say it came when I first went to Ibiza in 1983, but because that's a lie. But it came. I've always wanted a beach club.
Okay.
I've always wanted a pool club.
Why?
In fact, I think
so. You could be a free guest.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I think it goes back to, like, say, 1983 when I first went to Ibiza.
Yeah.
And I went to the Coup Club.
Okay.
That's when I walked in, and that was, a change, a defining moment in my life. Really.
Why was it defining? What happened?
Because I came from Surrey.
Yeah.
My home is in Surrey, in England, and there was nothing like that at all then. There was nothing.
What was it? A Coup Club?
The Coup Club is one of the most famous clubs in Europe at the time. But I didn't even know that. I'd never even heard of it until I'd actually gone on that holiday. Well, that's like I had sort of heard of it because I saw the Wham video, Club Tropicana.
Yeah.
And I originally thought it was at the Coup Club, but it wasn't. It was at Pikes.
Okay.
And but I think where I'd seen in Smash Hits at the time, you know, the local.
We're really showing our age.
Yeah,
Smash
that's
Hits.
it. Well, there was no social media,
Exactly.
nothing else. I used to read the pop magazines and things like that. And I'd seen like the Wham Club Tropicana thing, read all the stories, and they'd mentioned Ibiza, and that was what sort of drove me to Ibiza. I said,
so you really went to go and see what that was?
I wanted to go and see what that was, yeah. And I saw the video and I thought, wow, what's this place?
And was it what you thought it would be when you got there?
More so.
Really?
More so, because I'd literally only heard about the Coup Club, Stroke Pikes. I hadn't really heard about all the other amazing clubs which were out there at the time.
Okay.
I didn't really know that sort of scene, even though I'd actually thrown my first party. I still didn't know. I was 15.
Yeah.
And you ask I suppose nowadays you ask a 15-year-old, they all know about the clubs. They know about the clubs.
You'll reject them at the door.
Exactly.
Unless they've got the fake idea.
Yeah, oh my God, there's a few of those about, isn't there? So, I think from walking in there that first night and seeing the Dragon and seeing the stage and seeing these people who were so out there, I was like, wow, look at these people. There's guys walking around in like leather thongs and women dressed like I'd never seen before. It was just a really
like a
cool,
show.
Like a show, just the people. And there was me. I looked like a proper British tourist.
Yeah.
I can remember what I had on. I had these shorts that Andrew Ridgeley had worn, and these blue, white, and yellow. Do you know what I had on as a T-shirt? This is how sad it was, right? I had a vest on, right, with I love Ibiza.
Wow.
Forever. What a T-shirt to wear.
Definitely pulled some women.
There's these things. People used to walk around with Playboy tops there.
Yeah.
People used to have outfits with like Marlboro cigarettes.
Mad, isn't
The
it?
fashion in the 80s and this long curly hair and a tooth in my ear. I must have been off my head.
I think this that fashion come back in around late 90s, 2000. I always remember I used to have the vest with, I'd be in Iron Apple or Malaya or somewhere, and I'd have Marlboro or something. I didn't even smoke.
Yeah,
and then my hair was cut like this, and I had a red rat tail here.
No.
So I think we've all been through that phase.
That 80s thing.
But when you're talking about your initial description of Ibiza, when you talk about O Beach, and I've been at O Beach a few times, you talk about O Beach. I see you guys as a show, entertainment, not just a beach club. Is that where you got the initial feel for what you wanted to create?
Yeah, I think I wanted to create a show. I didn't want to be another sort of club that was people only go there for the DJ or the promoter behind it. I think that was really important to us. It was always going to be about, right, okay, let's make the whole thing a show. From the staff, from everything. You know, I want the staff to have some character. I want everything to be part of a performance. Because I think sometimes a club can come just about the DJ.
Yeah.
Unlike, you know, when you go to Ibiza, a lot of people have their set days of when they're going to go to each club.
Yeah.
And you actually say to people, it's because that person's playing. With O Beach, people can go there any day, have the same experience, listen to pretty much similar music most days.
But the feel is different.
The feel and the vibe and everything like that.
Do you know anyone that's growing a company now listening to this? I'm listening to you talk and I think, wow, you haven't grew a beach club. You've grew a DNA of a business.
Yeah.
And I think that's crazy.
Well, my vision was really strong about what I wanted.
Yeah.
Number one, I wanted it to be affordable.
Yeah.
Because I think people are price conscious and stuff like that. I wanted to make whatever your status is in life. I say it loads of times, whether you're a big man or a billionaire, I want you to feel like you can come for the day, have an experience, and have a good time without feel like you're having your pants pulled down.
Yeah,
really.
You might get your pants pulled down.
You might get your pants pulled down
physically,
in a different way. But I mean, in a financial way, because everything is so expensive now. The clubs, this VIP culture. And
what's your thoughts on VIP culture and things like that? Is it a need? Is it a must?
What is a VIP?
Yeah.
Come on, really.
It's the worst word in the very important person.
You know, and actually, that's something I've actually done here, where everybody in Ibiza, give us a VIP band, give us a VIP band, and literally half the day I'm not dishing out VIP bands to people. I said, do you know what I'm going to do in Dubai? I'm going to make all the club VIP.
Yeah.
Whether the gardens, it's garden VIP, stage VIP. Yeah. So everyone can go anywhere they like. And nobody, since I've opened, it's like, oh, give us a VIP band.
You know, with the VIP, it's quite controversial, but I've been in VIP, I've been in normal, I've done everything. I enjoy being normal.
Yeah.
VIP, I always find that you're sitting on the outside looking at the chaos of the inside, but I want to be in the chaos.
Well, you're dead right. I don't know why people have this sort of thing about VIP when really my answer to that is everyone's a VIP.
Yeah.
If they're paying £1 to get in your venue or £100 to get in your venue,
Yeah.
they should all be treated the same.
I think
They should all have the same experience, really.
the only thing that I'd say is when I go somewhere, I just don't want to queue up for the drinks. And that's what I would never pay for the seat, but I'd pay for someone to say, "There's your lunch and there's your frozen daiquiri on its way." Like,
exactly.
yes, please, thank you so much.
But that's one of the biggest changes about Ibiza when the people say about how has it changed out there. There was never any VIP culture.
Yeah.
Never. I think VIP culture has really come in since social media.
Yeah.
It has, even all the parties when I used to do all my trues do's when I was younger, never had a VIP. I think the only thing which is nice about it, like you just said then, you can get a drink because you get older, you want a table, you don't want to queue up at the bar.
Don't talk to people.
And I think it's probably more than actually being a VIP person, it's VIP
service.
Treatment of service.
I agree.
I think that's the only way it differentiates. But again, in our beach clubs, it doesn't matter if you've got a VIP table or you've got a normal table. We want the service for all the customers to be just as good wherever you're sitting.
So social media, obviously, I follow you on LinkedIn as well, and I think you follow
Quite
me on
new to
LinkedIn.
that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this.
Yeah.
Like, so the culture of social media versus when you, let's say, launched O Beach. I mean, Wayne's quite active on social media, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, he probably is. And then I've seen you on LinkedIn.
I got him on social media.
Did you really?
I actually got him on social media when I first met him in Marbella.
Okay.
I said, Wayne, you want to get on this Facebook? And he went, what's that? And I sat there and sat in his villa at the time and actually done his account, set it all up. And it was like, oh, wow.
Oh, he'd be a nightmare.
3 months later, he's coming to me, I'm going to do my own social media platform, Wayne's World.
I heard about
I was
this.
like, oh, my God.
He's had a go, though, hasn't he?
He's had a go.
You've got. I always say, listen, you've got to take the shots sometimes.
Of course you have, yeah.
But I look at you on LinkedIn and you're posting at the moment. I see you quite aspirational when you're storytelling, which is what social media honestly is. It's your platform. Do you think that social media is a big part of like business culture for you?
Huge.
Really?
Huge. Absolutely massive. Be lying if I didn't say I didn't.
Okay.
Because I think when we first opened Ocean in 2000, whenever it was, forget what year now, it just literally exploded, starting to come out. Instagram.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was MySpace, there was Facebook and things like that.
Bebo, I think.
Bebo and stuff like that. But when Instagram came about, it was the same year we opened, Ushuaia opened, and obviously 2 huge venues, which were both unknown at the time, is when everyone started really getting into the video aspect of it. Obviously, Snapchat had been about a bit and stuff like that. And then, God, we were like, literally went from 0 to 1,000,000 miles an hour on social media.
Physically giving out tickets to now saying come to
literally, it was that. It was flyers, it was postering, it was billboards, it was all that sort of in-hand marketing.
Were you, as a business owner, were you behind on that and you learn, or were you ahead at the time? How did that come back to say, shit, I need to get involved?
No, we there was no strategy behind it. We just like, oh my God, we got to be on this.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a few years ago, the way TikTok was.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Suddenly, God, what's TikTok? What's TikTok and everything?
Yeah.
That's one thing we are a little bit behind on. I must admit. I think that's just changing.
You won't catch me dancing to like a theme.
I don't get it. I don't get it myself.
But again, people probably didn't get Instagram years ago.
True.
And my mother-in-law, they're loyal to Facebook, and I talked to her about the consumer behavior. Now, if I want to go on a holiday today, basically, I don't even go on booking.com anymore. What I do is go to the location, see the stories in the location, and then see if it's actually a nice place to go. If I was going to O Beach to see it's busy, I'd do the same thing.
That's how everyone does stuff now, isn't it? Really. Yeah. So it's mad how like your marketing has changed because I think obviously with the free side of it as well. Before where we was having to pay posters to go around, and there was all the poster wars going on in Ibiza.
What's poster wars? What happened?
It was like a sort of territorial of people like from your amnesias, your privileges, your pasha, and they said, right, okay, we've got these poster areas or these shops.
So you'd have to agree
these outlets and everything. Yeah, really. Honestly, you had to sort of pay for certain areas and stuff.
Who
like
would you pay? The government?
Well, you pay a lot of people sort of own sort of, like
their buildings,
their
or whatever.
territories, their areas like that. For instance, we're in San Antonio, you wouldn't go and poster in Playa de Bossa, for instance, and stuff like that, because that's where all them other clubs were, or you wouldn't go and poster there.
Have you ever gone and over the line and thought, fuck it, I'm going to...
No, I think, be honest, I've been really lucky, I think, because I've always had a good rapport with all the owners of those businesses. Unlike some, I've never fallen out with any of them. Or, you know, they're all sort of friends. We're all sort of friends of friends, and which is really important to me. So they know I'm respectful in that way, and they respect us back.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing in business. I mean, I can walk through Dubai, and in fact, when I was at the golf, I was at the DP World Tour, there must have been 7 or 8 people that come up, don't work for us anymore than their own business, come over and give me a hug. How you doing? You okay? And I like the fact that I've never screwed anybody over. And I think in business, I think that's a massive.
Massive. Because I've been screwed over a few times, and I don't feel bad to those people. I feel sorry for them, really, because some people are jealous when they've got so many good things going on themselves, and I just can't get my head around that.
One of my friends recently screwed me over, like a long-term friend, owed me money and just basically didn't send the money. And I'm not annoyed. I'm actually gutted for these guys. I'm like, how are you in that position? And I think when I look at that person, I'm thinking to myself, do you really go to bed and think, shit, like I'm in a good place? Like if I screwed somebody over,
feel guilty.
I would feel guilty. It would riddle me up.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to walk out, because if I see them, I'm like, oh no, if I see them, it's like
embarrassing.
You're right.
Yeah, I know. But some people don't have those sort of thought process, do they? Really, you've got to be ruthless to be like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm ruthless, but I'm ruthless and fair. Like I'm ruthless as in I'd invest my own money and do things that are above board, and I'll do it aggressively. But I would never, I don't know, I'm not a fan of stepping on other people's toes when you don't have to, or taking money off people and things like that.
No. I've been very lucky. I've over the years, I've borrowed a lot of money off my friends. They've helped me out, and I've reciprocated, lent money to my friends and everything.
Pay it forward.
It's the root of all evil, though, isn't it? Money.
Yeah.
Really.
What money for me? I think if I was someone said to me, Lewis, how do you describe money? I think money reveals people's character. I don't think it makes you. No. I think if you're
very true.
I think it will come out that you're like once you've got money, because I've seen people that have had money and they start talking to waiters like they're the king. Oh. And then I've got other people that have got loads of money and they say, thank you, can I help? And I just think it's a big reveal of
Do you think that's how you're brought up as well, though? Because my mum's always said to me about manners and stuff like that. She goes, the one thing I just want you to have in life is be happy and have manners.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. I think a lot of kids aren't brought up with that now.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think they think about money too much, and money gives them more of a advantage status and stuff, when really all money does is give you a bit more freedom.
Yeah. But freedom makes happiness, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It makes you can make choices that maybe you couldn't make. But I get it. If you haven't got money, by the way, and we've all both been there, like life's not as good without money.
Yeah. You say that, right? I've had some better laughs when I've been skint.
Freedom. What I mean by that, by the way, is I sound bad saying that. I mean, like I could fly my mum to the Maldives last month.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Do that. But I was telling the story the other day about when I was in Malia, and I'd be in an apartment, a room, 4 bunker beds, and we were there with a fan, chucking water at a fan to get cold, hungover, and I'm laughing, going, they're the best times you've ever had. Money makes things complicated sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's funny. We lost a good few years ago. We lost all our money in a nightclub venture. In Ibiza. And
which one?
It was called Boho.
Okay.
It was the former Ecstasis club, and we lost everything in the space.
Was it COVID or not?
No. This was like 15 years ago.
Okay.
And it's out of naivety.
Yeah.
And out of just not giving a
just having a go,
spunking it all up the wall, having a laugh, and really. And the day after we realised everything had gone pear-shaped, me and a couple of my partners went back to my villa. We lay on the floor in my villa, howling with laughing.
Because you'd lost the money.
We couldn't stop laughing at how stupid we'd been. But I'm talking crying, virtually wetting ourselves.
Was it called Boho?
But it was called Boho, right?
Why did it go wrong, though?
It went wrong. So number one, we got it too late.
Yeah.
And number two, the most important thing, which I think in business, you've got to have deep pockets.
Yeah.
You've got to have deep pockets to get through the bad times and everything. And we opened at the wrong time. We opened at a turning and a downturn in the financial markets and everything like that, and opened just a business too late in the season.
Has that been your worst financial mistake you've made in business?
Definitely.
Really?
Definitely. And it's really funny, actually, because a couple of years ago, we got offered it back. And now obviously we're flying. No, I said no. My partner said to me, he said, should we do it? Because he said, we'll kill it now. I said, no, let's always use that as a learning curve, that it was a failure. And
X's are an X's for a reason.
And I thought that, yeah, exactly. And I thought that was really important that I don't want to go back there and make it a success to prove it for your ego.
Yeah.
I think it's better because every time I drive past it now, which I do daily, I look at it and I think that reminds me never to make those stupid mistakes again.
What about you? Obviously, following your journey, I think one of the toughest things I've seen from the outside in, and this is looking at Wayne's story, is when O Beach closed over COVID.
Yeah.
What was that? What happened there? Because obviously
it was sad, wasn't it? It was sad, really. It was.
Was it a financial strain?
Lucky, one of my partners is very prudent. I had a guy, Wayne's son, who looks after the finances of the business.
Yeah.
Not just the finances, he looks after a lot of the business. Yeah, he's amazing.
He's the brains, really.
He's he is. He's the clever one. And so we've been pretty prudent in that way, and we had resources, and we were just about to actually do something here.
It was, yeah.
We're taking a place, we paid the money, put the deposit down, literally agreed everything with the builders. We was a week away from breaking ground.
Yeah.
So when that came about and we had the opportunity to get quite a substantial amount of money back through, that really got us through COVID in a way that we didn't. A couple of months later, we'd have been into this over here then at the time.
So what about if you take O Beach and you're in COVID and you are Tony and you're sitting there, what investments had you made into O Beach, Ibiza at the time? Because I was thinking about it, I was like, you must have bought food, alcohol, staffing, and all of a sudden you've got to pause all of that.
Yeah, we had to pause all that, but we've got some great suppliers on the island, and I think with them, I think the globally everyone had known what's going to happen, so we weren't sort of, I think that came back around about the February, March sort of time.
Okay.
So really we only ordered all our products like a week before. We'd done all our marketing, all our planning. That's what we'd actually done because we always put all our beds on sale around about January.
Okay.
So we'd taken quite a substantial amount of money in deposits.
Yeah.
So we sort of gave people the option, do you want your money back or do you want to sort of, everyone was deferring really. Said, oh no.
Oh, they were deferred, did they?
Everyone was deferring. Everyone was going, oh no, don't worry, we'll come later in the season.
Cash flow, that.
Great for cash flow. So that was quite handy, really.
Of course.
There's a few people who took their money back, and the offer was there to people. But I think people didn't realise it was going to last so long.
No, I didn't.
And I think it was not till it got later on in that first summer and that people say, oh, now can we have our money back? It's not going to happen. Or a lot of people transferred it to the following year.
Well, Dubai and Ibiza, I think, were quite similar mindsets. They both wanted to open up as quickly as possible, where everyone else in the UK specifically, and I've got a massive conversation about another conversation, is how the UK paid everyone and put the UK into debt and kept them all at home. Yeah. Why Dubai ended up thriving, and Ibiza. I remember watching the video of you last week when I was doing research for the podcast, and it was you and Wayne, and they announced that you were on the green list, and you both popped the champagne.
Yeah, popped the champagne. Yeah,
that must have been incredible.
It was literally because you're relying on that money, aren't you?
Of course.
I think we've got like something like 1,200 staff, something like that. I think more now with Dubai. So we were reliant on that staff, and I think that was one of the biggest things. I think all of us individually, we was okay, but you've got to think of people who are seasonal waiters, seasonal cleaners. They're the people who actually live on the island who are so dependent on that sort of summertime income. I think for us, that was one of our biggest worries.
Same with us.
The biggest worries. You worry about those families and the people, what they're actually going to do and stuff like that. But and the Spanish government were quite late in announcing what they were going to do for their people.
And you got people coming in, and you got the salaries.
Yeah, we still had the salaries.
So we had the same problem in when this happened. I remember waiting a couple of weeks, like something will play out here. And to be fair, all the staff that were working for me and still work for me were on board. I just said, look, you're not working. You've got it based at home. I'm going to pay you half salary. Yeah. You're good with that. You can cover your bills. Yeah. And that's on my expense because I was, there's no money coming in. I lost. Yeah. But I was cool with that. And every single person, to be fair, was like, I get it. And that was a nice moment in the business.
That's exactly what you said. Is that exactly what happened with us as well? We done that. We'd rather give someone something than nothing and everything. They knew the situation. They knew it wasn't our fault. Yeah. Whatever. And then obviously they knew we were suffering quite heavily. So yeah, I think it's funny. People sort of forget about it. It's actually when I posted that story on LinkedIn the other day, everyone was like, "Oh my God, I forgot about that." And it's only a few years ago, doesn't it? And it says how massive change for the world. Again, a big learning curve we did in that. We thought, right, okay, let's not put all our eggs in one basket with hospitality. Let's diverse a bit with what we're going to be investing in the future.
Yeah, and you got a hotel now.
got hotel. We got well, I've had the Wiki Woo hotel for a number.
Pink, isn't it? And
pink, yeah. It's very different.
Yeah.
I was talking to Emily about it this morning. We were saying really with the hotel at the time I opened that up, everyone was doing these hotels which were Tulum, Balinese style with all the wicker furniture and all that look. And I went, no, I'm going to do something. It's
very cool, by the way.
Right out there, bright pink and green, and make it women friendly.
Yeah.
Because no one had actually done anything like that. And they're doing a TV show on it next year.
Are they really?
Well, next summer, yeah.
Are you going to be in it, or Wayne is going to be in it?
I'm going to. No, Wayne's not actually. It's part of our group, but Wayne's not actually involved in that. I'm involved in that with one of my best friends, my lifelong best friend.
Okay.
He was a Hoover engineer, and he used to always come out to Ibiza and visit me and everything. And I said, one day when I do well, I said, I'm going to change your life. So I did. I rang him up one day. I said, I've just bought a hotel gold. I said, get rid of your girlfriend and the dog. And I said, come out here. Wow. He said, I love that dog.
So I can't come.
So Gordon's my business partner in the hotel. Yeah.
But that when you are successful and you hear stories like that, I've got many friends in my business that, like my MD and my operations, at the start, and I know this business made them multimillionaires. Yeah. And when you change their lives, I actually get more from that 100%. Than I do in anything else.
Me too. And that's the. I think that's the one good thing about success.
Yeah,
is how much you can help others.
Yeah,
and I like that with all our staff and everything. I'm very sort of close with all of them. I still handpick all of my staff, really, pretty much.
Yeah,
out of everyone, we'll go around the country each year, a bit like X Factor. Yeah, interviewing all the people.
For the waitresses, though, yeah,
all the waitresses, the hostess, the shop girls, the barman. Male host, everyone, you know.
That's you picking the DNA for the business again.
Yeah, 100%. I really like doing that. I think it's important.
Yeah.
And they're usually quite shocked, actually. They're like, oh my God, the owner of the company, it's not just an HR department choosing these people. Obviously, Nicola and the team whittle the people down for me to see, but I probably still interview about 500 people a year.
We're very similar. So before this podcast, I've interviewed 2 people for head of product technology.
Yeah.
And once they go through HR, I have to interview them.
Yeah.
Not for technical. I want to know about them out of work.
Yeah,
so for instance, they were telling me, you know, they play Football Manager and how old they are, and they go to the gym, and I'm asking them questions like, you fit into what our business is. That's going to help us grow.
And I think that's what makes, like you just said then, the DNA of the business. I think you've got to have characters. People say to me, what do you look for when you interview all these people? Is it always beauty? Because you've got loads of beautiful girls and stuff. I said, well, of course, that sometimes helps, but it's not necessarily about that.
Personality of a paper.
Personality.
Massive.
100%, because I like that. I like taking the piss.
Yeah.
I love having banter.
Me too.
That's it. Yeah. And if you've got people who can't handle that, I can't have people who can't handle that, really.
It doesn't fit into what you're trying to create again.
No, that's it.
I always say in our environment, it's like a locker room environment. You've got to be able to take a hammer in
100%
and move on from it. And it makes a strong character for the business as well.
At my 50th birthday, I've always loved those roastings.
Yeah.
So at my 50th birthday, I had a huge great big party.
When everyone hammered,
and I made like 10 of my mates get up and hammer me.
Wow.
And do you know what? I was so disappointed they didn't hammer me enough. They was all really nice about me.
Yeah.
Apart from one of them, he coated me.
If I was on them, I've done that a few times. One of my mates had he had his nose done, he had his teeth done, his hair, and I stood up and I was like, and his mum didn't know, and I went, women say they're looking for the real man. I said, this guy here is the fakest guy I've met. He's had his nose done, his ears, and his mum was like, no, you haven't. I was like, yes, he has. And he was like, oh my God.
Let them let the cat out of the bag.
So big thing is, you've moved to Dubai now. O Beach's in Dubai. You're in Dubai.
Yeah, I've come here for 6 months. So just get it off the ground.
Why have you moved to Dubai? Why is O Beach the most famous brand, F&B brand in Ibiza, coming to Dubai? How did that come about?
We wanted to make the brand evergreen.
Okay.
I think obviously with Ibiza, it's very seasonal.
Yeah.
And to have something in our off season, which the winter months are, technically in Dubai, it just sort of gives everyone the opportunity to sort of come. The Middle East, I've always come here for, as I said, long time.
Yeah.
I've always liked it out here. I said our audience are here.
Yeah.
We're all in this office.
Yeah, they're all here. All 650 people.
Yeah, they're all
with the orange cups at their desk.
Exactly. So it's it's natural progression, really. You want to be where the party is. You want to be where fun people are. You want to be where the weather's good and everything. And also, we wanted to elevate the brand a little bit as well. I think that was really important for us as well. We wanted to build somewhere where, obviously, when myself and Dwayne sort of built the Ibiza venue, we had the footprint. Here we had a blank space, really, a blank canvas to work in, which was really nice.
And how have you found it from the day that you've opened the doors to now, have you found it a challenge? Is
Challenging.
Really?
Wow, it's actually really like going back to basics.
Enjoyable though.
Enjoyable, which I actually like because, you know, we're very lucky in Ibiza. We have a couple of thousand people every single day, and we know we're going to busy. We know the times of the season.
Yeah.
This is so different.
What's your biggest challenge you faced so far? Like, as in, like, what are you thinking? Fucking hell, I've not quite got it yet. Is it people coming through the door must be the number one, getting to the level that you're happy with?
I can't get how. Two things. I think I mentioned it to you earlier. How everything is free for women out here, right? I just like.
Do you get the concept for it or not?
I understand all the ladies' day and the discounts and things like that, but the expectancy of it has shocked me a little bit.
I'm a female. Let me in a drink all day.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's where the women now have all got jobs, all got careers, and it's brilliant. And there's so many important women in business and everything like that. And just that, literally, the expectancy of like, I want this, I want that, and everything.
So it's not equality, really.
It's just different.
Yeah,
it's just very different because 65% of our clients in Ibiza are women.
How do you deal with that here then? What have you? How have you dealt with it?
We're learning. I can't say I've conquered it yet or anything like that. You know, and the ladies' days we always knew about. Perhaps we didn't do enough due diligence on that. Really, I think that's a bit of an oversight on our
concept, though, isn't it? Really, you get the women to the club,
of course,
and the men do the spending. That's basically what we're aiming for. I mean, there is this whole misconception or conception that independent women, If that was the case, you're right. You'd be like, well, buy your own drink then.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Like I say, I thought on their ladies' day, that's fine. But just every day and the amount of sort of agents, we've got thousands of girls on our books. What can we have for them and everything? It's like, God, you really ask.
Mad, isn't it?
You really ask it. And I think that's probably been one of our biggest shocks. And the fact that trying to get people on a dance floor.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when we designed the club and...
You've got the stage.
We've got the stage.
At the front, haven't you?
We've got the dance floor. It's only in the last few days we've managed to entice people.
Are you doing it by blocking off areas or how are you...
No, we haven't done it like that. We've added a few more. I brought the stage down a little bit. I changed it within the first couple of days. Added some platforms for musicians. We were still waiting for the tables. We was always going to have tables on the dance floor. But it's actually getting people to let loose a little bit.
So I've had this experience of, and this is on a minor scale, but when we do our Christmas parties, you've got 650 people sometimes with our partners. And I failed in parties sometimes where the party doesn't kick off because the bar will be in the wrong place or I can't entice people to the bar. So basically I made like a rat cage or a maze where the only way you could go is to the front, and when you're the front's there, the party happens.
The party happens,
So you must do that on a massive scale.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was in our mindset when we was doing the design as well. You know, having the two bars close to the dance floor and step backwards, and obviously a backstage as well. But I think it shocked me in the first couple of weeks. Obviously, the opening party is an opening party.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and all of our friends were over from Ibiza and everything, and they're all party animals. Got those on the dance floor. And it's actually, like I say, only this weekend, I would say, people have started to sort of let loose a little bit and come on the dance floor because they're just so used to standing around their tables.
Do people still dance these days? Because I definitely don't. Like if I do it, it'd be one finger like that. That's all I've got.
I'm dancing.
I am the proper dad now.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it today. I was thinking, wow, you know, because I've not been to a nightclub in so long.
Yeah.
Like when I used to go to a nightclub, I'd dance, and I mean, I'd be doing things that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Do people still do that?
They do. It's actually brilliant. Yesterday, I stood on the stage and I watched this guy dancing in the pool. He was letting loose, right? And it was like, I just stood there smiling. I thought, wow. And Lucy, I was sitting next to Lucy, one of the DJs, and she said, God, imagine we had a club full of people like that. She said, we need to import them from Ibiza.
Yeah.
And because people love the dance floor in Ibiza.
Yeah,
they love the dance floor. And I think that's been another thing I'm a little bit surprised about, how early people leave as well. Where in Ibiza, we open the doors at 1 o'clock. By 4 o'clock, we're packed, and you know it's hard to kick them out at midnight.
Yeah,
for sometimes obvious other reasons.
Yeah,
but like here, people sort of 8, 9 o'clock. I understand they've got jobs and it's not so touristy, but sort of about 9 o'clock, it's sort of all over.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it as well. But you'll be in the club and it'll be banging. Then like I said, 9 o'clock, you're like, okay, like what's happened? And I don't know whether that is. Dubai, obviously, it has a later night scene, doesn't it? I mean, in Ibiza, you go to Ushuaia or you go to Pasha, or 9 o'clock, really, these people are getting ready to go to a club that finishes at 12 or 1 anyway.
I think people in Ibiza roll on. They go to the beach today, then let's go to Sunset Bar. Oh, let's go that thing. And they don't get changed or anything like that. They're just out for the day.
Vibe, isn't it?
They're out for the day and not here people a bit more blingy, love to go home, get clammed up. So, they've got all the nice dresses and bags and everything. They sort of show off their wealth and probably more. Or
I prefer Ibiza vibe. I was there in the summer and I went to Besso Beach.
Besso, yeah.
And then there's a massive beach. I can't remember what its name is. There's like 5 beach bars together. And I just like that everyone's in their shorts and a shirt and they're out for the day.
They're out for the day and night like that.
Dubai's not like that.
Dubai's not like that.
No.
So I think we're experiencing that at the moment. So we're going to try and work a little bit more. But what I like about it is challenging ourselves again. Yeah. It's challenging myself. It's challenging Gemma, who's our brand and events director and oversees a lot of the business. Dwayne. Yeah. We're all having to think on our feet. It takes you back. Instead of resting on your laurels.
You've got it in I like that challenge. You're going to sell out.
Yeah, well, that's it. We know we're going to sell out. Yeah. And also, we know here it's going to take time. It's going to take time. I think if anyone thinks just because you're a strong brand, you're going to be packed out automatically, you've got to keep adapting. You've got to keep changing and things like that. So we're learning. It's good. It's good education for us.
What about influencers? How big are they in your model? Because I see you have Chloe. What's her name? Chloe from Geordie Shore.
Chloe.
Wayne always brings her out.
Oh yeah.
Ferry.
Chloe.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry. Yeah.
And I always see these guys. These influencers follow you.
Yeah.
In a culty way, in a great way.
Yeah.
But they have millions of followers. Is that part of let's say O Beach Dubai?
Yeah.
Does your marketing team say, "Cool, let's get these guys in"? Really?
No strategic planning with anything like that at all. With any influencers, even our marketing at first, we sort of said, right, let's not go too heavy on it. Let's just look and see how strong our brand is. Let's sort of go the other way, in fact, a little bit. Let's just open, do a few little things, a little bit of advertising. Let's just see how strong our brand is, because I think that gives you a good indication of how well you're doing as a brand.
Yeah.
If we went in there and spent hundreds of thousands of euros, whatever, advertising here and there, we're not really knowing how good our brand is.
We, organic brand, really, organic reach.
That's what Gemma wanted to do. She said, let's just do everything organic. Let's look at that, how we can sort of, grow it organically out here. And with the influencers and everything, again, a lot of them are our friends.
Yeah.
Really, we don't sort of target anyone or invite anyone specifically down. Chloe's been coming for years. She's a friend of Wayne and myself and the business.
Experience.
They just love it, they just love it. We don't have to invite them. They just want to come.
Yeah.
The same with the celebrities and stuff like that, the golfers, Justin Rose and all those people, people just turn up.
Whenever I go out, I always follow a brand. And what I mean by that is when I go to Ibiza for dinner, I like to go to Leo's.
Yeah.
If I'm going to a beach club, I'll go to O Beach. Yeah. If I'm going to a restaurant, a hotel like the Atlantis, I don't know who the chef is. I don't know who the DJ is.
Yeah.
But I follow the brand. Yeah. And I think that's really interesting where O Beach is going. I think you guys have an incredible brand. And I think there's going to be people that go to the summer in Ibiza and then the winter in Dubai.
Oh,
and
very,
I think that's
very much
360,
so.
Yeah.
Even this weekend, there was a couple in there, and a funny couple, and they come to Ibiza about 6 times a year, right? They literally, every month they come. Anyway, I saw them in the beach club this Saturday. I was like, wow, you two are back. She said, we've never been to Dubai, but because you're here, we've come. And I've been having that conversation quite a lot the last couple of weeks. People, we've never been to Dubai, but now you're here. Gives us a reason to come. I'm like, wow, people actually are doing that.
It's the joke of the orange cups.
Yeah, the orange
cup.
People
want to look, it's O Beach. It's a bit like you have your own merch. And when people are proud to wear your merchandise, it means that people believe in your brand. And that's massive.
That's a nice compliment then, isn't it, really?
That
people are actually doing that. Because I think when you start a brand, you don't actually think of that.
Yeah.
You just think, oh my God, there's a lot of work to be done here.
Yeah, but it's the position behind it. You said at the start, I think when you hire the right people and they have your image and they have your output, there is a certain feel to it. A bit like how Apple is, or if you come into an Allsopp office, you know it's cool, modern, and you try and create that with the people around you. And if you can do that, which you have, the cup is synonymous. Yeah. It's not the cup they want, it's the logo on the cup, which means you're doing something right.
That's right. It's nice. When I walked into your office today, you can, it's apart from it being absolutely beautiful and you showing me around, the vibe you've got in here is, even in a short space of time, you can just see it. And it's creating an important work environment for your team. It's so important. I think so many businesses lack that, you know, and they come a bit faceless. Like,
have you hired wrong people before?
Oh, yeah, loads of times.
Is that your biggest mistakes in business, hiring wrong people?
I don't think, I think mistakes are good. I think mistakes are good because, you know, all you can do is put them right, isn't it? You sort of learn, I think.
I've kept people in my business that I shouldn't have kept. Quite a few times I've done it. Probably in the last 3 or 4 years I've learned not to, because what I've realised, and this comes from hiring better people than me. When I hired our head of people, she started last year, and I was keeping these people for the wrong reasons. She was like, why are you keeping us? I want to grow the business. And she said, Lewis, this one person will damage 10 people. And I never thought about that. And what we ended up doing when she came in, I started to, for the first time ever, just remove people from the business that are not good. Okay. And what we found is that the feel within the company, when you get rid of them bad people, instantly changes.
Instantly, yeah.
It's crazy.
Instantly changes, yeah. No, we've definitely done that before, you know, but I love giving people chances. I'm like, oh, no, I like them.
No, we can mould them.
We can mould them.
And they don't come in again on a Monday morning.
There's one girl we had to get rid of this week, and for exactly those reasons. And I'm like, oh, I really liked her. That's a shame and everything. But they say you can only give so many people an opportunities, can't you?
Yeah, I think really, in life there's winners and losers.
Exactly.
And there has to be losers, and that's normally based on someone's behaviour. You know, whether it's they're not the hardest working, or they don't respect your business and what you're trying to create. Legacy. I've got a word here. Legacy is a big word. If someone was to talk about you and you're not here in 30 years, what would you want people to talk about you and say?
Good question. What would I say? Legacy. I think what I'm getting a lot of lately, and it's only probably since I've been on LinkedIn and talking a lot more open about business and failures and stuff like that, is a lot of people have been messaging me saying that I've been very inspirational, and it's given them a lot of inspiration that they realise there's a lot of hard times to go through to be successful and relatable to things in their lives and everything like that. And people I don't even know, lots and lots of people in the last few months have been saying, wow, Tony, so you've really given me a lot of hope and things like that, and belief to carry on in what I'm doing, and asking me for guidance and things like that. And I think that's something that I never used to really thought about. You just sort of live in the moment. I'm very much living in the moment person, but there literally has been so many people saying, I'm so glad you've shared your story with that and everything. So I think my legacy would be like, you know, hopefully I've been inspired people to do better.
Yeah, I think anyone listening to this is that I know, touch wood, life is good for me. I'm in a financially good place. My family are healthy. Same with yourself. Yeah. We're normal people.
Yeah, normal people.
And people that, I mean, before I met you, I would have been like, oh my God, it's Tony from O Beach if I was 21 years old. Yeah, because you got the orange cup, you've got the brand, you own the beach club, and you're like, oh my God, that's a younger version of me. But as you get older, you do realise Cristiano Ronaldo puts his kids to bed. And he has dinner with his wife and wants to have a good day tomorrow. And I think a lot of people think that if you're doing well, you don't have bad days.
No, that's right.
But you do.
You do, of course. You have loads of bad days. And I think also people, in the way I am as well, everyone just thinks I'm an out-and-out party animal. I was when I was younger. No denying it. But I think as you get older, you actually work hard as well.
Yeah.
You know, this last few months, you know, I've been putting in 12, 14, 16, 18-hour days on occasions. And they just sort of see you as like, oh, you party all the time, surrounded by loads of beautiful girls, big bottles of vodka. And
do you drink when you're at the thing?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Really?
I love a drink. I love a drink. I love a party. Okay. I love having a laugh with all my mates. I'm still good mates with all the guys.
Is that work to you? So when you're there, because I see you there with Wayne and your team, and now these guys are not out, but I know you've got to be there because you're part of O Beach. Yeah. Is that a job or is that enjoyment?
Well, it's finding that sort of defining balance between it. Well, it is. It's part of a job.
I think
because that's what I do. I host. Yeah. I host so many people. Loads of people come in the beach club to see you. You know, a lot of my mates go, oh, I'm not going in there if you're not in there, and vice, you know, things like that. But it is work as well, because then the next person will come to the table, I want to talk to you about something. Yeah. So you feel like you've got to be there. And be honest, it was only this morning when my girlfriend said, do you realise you still haven't taken your holiday you're entitled to from 2023? She said, that's what you're doing. You are doing too much.
How does your girlfriend take the 18, 20-hour work? Does she just roll with it?
She's good as gold. She's really is good as gold about it. She doesn't moan at me at all. She's really understanding. She knew what I'd done for a living when I met her, so she's really understanding about.
How do you allocate time to her? Then?
But sometimes she says to me, "Is that really work?"
Yeah, of course it is. But how
surrounded by a load of girls in bikinis partying, are you telling me you're working?
It is what it is, babe. How do you allocate time to her? So how does that go about?
I've got to be honest, a little bit lately I've neglected her.
Yeah, but that's
because a little bit because I've been so busy, and she knows that as well. And we've had a good conversation about it. Yeah. And I'm going to take some of that holiday I'm owed from 2023 and do some nice stuff. And I want to go around and see this area. I want to learn more about that. Do you know what everyone always says? Oh, Dubai's got no culture, it's got no history. Rubbish. Yeah. It's there if you want to go and find it. And I'm looking forward to going and exploring that and finding out more about the Arab.
That's a date day with your partner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where'd you recommend? We're just talking about.
I'll take you to Moe Beach, man. It's lovely there.
Oh, God,
it's got some great culture.
Home from home there, really.
Well, look, thank you very much for coming down.
Oh, it's lovely.
Anybody that's watching this, O Beach is the place to go in Dubai. So if you want to see Tony, Wayne, the team, and the best entertainment in Dubai, O Beach is where you got to and take yourself an orange cup on the way home, hopefully.
Yeah, do that. Thank you very much indeed. It's been a pleasure talking.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.